What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. All right, we got to get into this. I want to share a little bit of some things that are related to Dr. Heavenly, who we know to be on Married to Medicine, but she's been doing a lot of YouTube podcast things with Carlosking. And we know both of them are extremely messy. So this is definitely going to be about the messiness of Dr. Heavenly as well as Carlos. But I think it's a little bit ironic because in one clip, we have Dr. Heavenly calling out Carlos in the way that she loves to do it. And then I'm going to be sharing some things that someone else had to say about Dr. Heavenly. So they're kind of like two peas in the same pod, if you will. But let me go ahead and get into this because Winter Harris, who has been on Love and Marriage DC, who I like, by the way. And even though I know the show has not been getting the ratings, and I don't really care for Carlos, I do like the show. I have enjoyed the show. I watched it in the first season out of curiosity because before the show even aired, I did a podcast where I said that I don't believe Monique is going to get what she thinks she's going to get because she came out of the box swinging at Real Housewives of Potomac, right? And then she wound up not coming back on the next part of the season because Winter, she actually revealed her thoughts on why it's not called a season 2. Instead, it's 1A and 1B. It's all about contracts and money and all of those different things. So with that being said, okay, Winter, she came out to reveal a lot. And she said she's not coming back to the show. Now, I talked about that a little bit before she did this interview, this sit down with this this YouTuber, Queen Sheba. So another YouTube content creator, I actually got this from her, Show Style and Spirit. And I appreciate her for doing it. So I didn't have to because I don't listen to Carlos and Dr. Heavenly together. It's just too much at the same time. Both of them alone are a lot. So to have the two of them combined, I'll pass. But if someone shares some stuff with me, then fine. I might give it a listen. So with that being said, when Winter revealed some things about the pay in this sit down that she did recently, then Dr. Heavenly, she called him out on it. So I want to play this clip because I really thought that it was funny, but let's just go ahead and get into it.
Let's talk about how you pay them people $2,500. Talk to me. Start out with that. Actually, when you first start reality TV, you start out with really nothing, right? I'm not going to get into that because I know that. So we're good. We're good there. Let's get into.
All right, so that's just a little clip. You heard Dr. Heavenly. Because Carlos, he tried to be a little bit messy when he was saying, Dr. Heavenly is out there in Africa and pretty much trying to insinuate that, how the girlies from Atlanta allegedly go over to Africa looking for a Nigerian prince, a Ghanaian Mandingo, or whatever they're looking for that has some money that can keep them up over there in Atlanta. And then Dr. Heavenly responds with the, hey, let's talk about how you're paying those people over there $2,500. And then she does her, like she does. Like when she went to Sweet Tea and Dr. G's wedding and how messy she was. So Sweet Tea left her off of the guest list and she was pissed. And then production said, no, she has to be able to come in. And she came in. And then when she saw Sweet Tea at the reception, and Sweet Tea did not have a friendly, inviting face. She was looking at her like, why are you here? And Dr. Heavenly's like, girl, I love you. Fake. But she was being real when she said what she said to Carlos about the money. But Dr. Heavenly, she tried to flip it to say, well, when you're starting out in reality, you're really not getting paid a whole lot because you're just starting out. And then he shut her down. Nope, we're not going to talk about that. We're good over here. Yeah, right. You're not good over there. He's sweating bullets, I believe. He is not happy about what Winter's out there revealing. And she's doing it in such a way where it's not conflicting with any type of contract that she has signed, I believe, or any NDA possibly, because she said, well, I can't give you the dollar amount that we have made, but I can say that it wasn't over this amount. Okay. So that's an actually smart way of doing it. And she did it in such a way where all he can do is crap bricks, piss his pants, and sweat bullets and be mad, but try to get out here and act like everything's all good in the raindrop hood. And it's not. We already talked about this a bit when it comes to Carlos and his productions and the things that he's doing that he feels like has given him the audacity to wear the crown of king of reality TV, literally put on a crown, and to call his business Kingdom Reign. And when he did the nightcap, he was sitting in a chair that looks like a throne. Listen, narcissistic much? But at any rate, I wanted to share that with you guys and get your thoughts on it because I thought it was very interesting. And I really don't see him coming out to talk about it because he's one of those people that he wants to get into other people's business, but he's not going to share his own. So let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. And speaking of comments and Dr. Heavenly, Al Reynolds from TGIF, he had some things to say about Dr. Heavenly recently. Now, we know back before Funky Dineva got fired from TGIF, and yes, I say fired, and the reason I say that is because that's how they do it. They don't renew your contract. You can say that you chose to not negotiate or you chose to walk away when you counter offered and they didn't accept, so you said, okay, I'm leaving. But if they really wanted to keep him, they would have done it. It was the way it works. That's how they do it in reality TV. They don't want you back. So with that being said, before he was released from TGIF, Dr. Heavenly, she was sitting in the seat of Claudia for a few episodes. And I talked about that episode before where Al and Dr. Heavenly got into it because that was around the time that Tyler Perry came out and he sat down and did a podcast interview with someone and he was talking about how, if black women want to be in relationships but they can't find a man that's on their income level and what they really desire, as long as he can take you out to eat every once in a while and pay a light bill, that's fine, which I felt was bullcrap. And they were having the discussion about that. Well, Al had some thoughts about what Dr. Heavenly said about him that she said on her own social media platform, because after that back and forth on the show, she was not asked to come back. They pretty much, I wouldn't say fired her because I don't believe that she had like a regular spot on there, but she was on there more than a few times. And I'm actually okay. I was okay with that, even though in some ways I did agree with what she was saying with regards to the relationships and the finances and whatnot. But it's another thing to be disrespectful to the person because they don't agree with you. And that's the type of stuff that, even though Funky Dineva tried not to say much, he was eating it up. He was sitting there laughing and giggling because he's just as messy as she is. But I want to go ahead and play what he had to say because he said he wanted to set the record straight on Dr. Heavenly. And what is ironic and funny is he was trying to be professional about it, but he was being messy at the same time, because on the thumbnail, you all remember on Married to Medicine when they showed the beginning of them getting ready, and then on the doors of the dressing rooms for each person, Sweet Tea had tacked up an old picture of Dr. Heavenly, extremely overweight and obese, on people's doors. Al had that picture on his thumbnail, okay? I'm going to put the link to the full video in the description box if you want to go and check it out. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Before I even listened to it, I was like, okay, he's going to be going somewhere with this. So I want to go ahead and play what he had to say about Dr. Heavenly.
And this is going to be my first and last time addressing this. And I want to make sure, before I get really deep in the weeds here, be sure to hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. But let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So do you guys remember when Dr. Heavenly was on the show? And when she came on, to me, this is my perspective, to me as a man in general, to me, and we're not even talking about the real perspective. We're just talking about my perspective as a man. She was completely disrespectful to me. Not only was she disrespectful to me on air, but she was disrespectful to me off air. Because when she got off air, she hopped on her Instagram live, she hopped on her YouTube channel, and she made dedicated videos calling me Al Jones, right? And her attempt to insult me was, again, very disrespectful. But let me tell you something, ladies and gents. It's not just disrespectful to me. Let me be honest. Bringing my ex-wife up, who's happily married to a very successful man and her new husband, is not only messy because she used to be married to me. To bring her up and to degrade her and her husband, it's just unfortunate. It's immature, and it's premature at best. Like, I'm not going to disrespect my ex-wife. I'm not going to disrespect her husband, and I'm not going to allow anyone else to come on a show that I've been on for years and disrespect her. And the funny part is, how can all of these black women, because that's who I get a lot of the comments from, all these black women speak of empowerment, speak of respect the black woman and want to do better, want black women to do better, but they're disrespecting a black queen in media by calling me Al Jones. That's not only disrespectful to her, another black woman in media, but it's disrespectful to her husband. And to me, you're not going to ever be able to come on a show that I'm a part of and not only disrespect me, but disrespect my ex-wife. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. And let's be honest. As you can see, Heavenly did complete her week. And that's that on that. And let's keep in mind, I'm only addressing this because I see you guys are in the comments heavy about this particular topic. So let's just put this all out there for the record. Guys, I've been called Al Jones. I've been called Mr. Jones. I've been called Star Jones' husband for over 20 years. And I got to be honest with you guys. If the intent is to hurt me or to insult me, it may work. But hurt me, it doesn't. But I've worked very hard over the course of the last 15 years to share with you, and especially the last 4, to share with you who the real Al Reynolds is, to share with you the real behind the scenes, behind the curtain, front row seat of what my life was then, what my life is now, and where I'm going with me, myself, Al Reynolds. I think we did it. I think I shared with you everything that I wanted you to know.
All right, guys. So you heard what he had to say about Dr. Heavenly. And listen, I'm not here to defend Al or anything like that. But when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, I do agree with him that, yeah, she was being extremely disrespectful. And it's always funny to me when it comes to her because she can say whatever she wants to say about people, but as soon as somebody says something about her, she wants to try to shut them down completely. We saw it on the reunion for Married to Medicine when Sweet Tea tried to, check her and call her out on her fakeness when Andy asked her, do you see a path forward for you and Sweet Tea? And, Dr. Henry's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. There's always a, path forward. And Sweet Tea, she's like, no, I don't know about that because of this and that and the other. And just immediately she's just flipped. Look, B, what the F? You can get it. Like, I was like, what? She's just too much. And Al said, as you can see, because you guys keep bringing it up, I'm not here to talk about this because I'm trying to bring up the past. I want to just address it and shut it down forever that I was the one that said, I will no longer work with this wildebeest, and she did not complete her week. That's what he said. So she and Carlos, they, like I said, are like two peas in the same pod. They don't want anybody talking anything about them. And as soon as someone does, they want to shut it down. When Dr. Heavenly started to talk about the money situation, well, let's talk about how you over there paying those people $2,500. Nope, we're not going to talk about that. We're good over here. And then when Al and Dr. Heavenly were going back and forth on the show, on TGIF, and they were going back and forth, and then she wanted to take it to her own platform to talk about him and disrespect him and call him Al Jones when his name is Al Reynolds, but calling him Jones because we know Star, when she was married to him, people wanted to, be like, well, she's the one that's wearing the pants in the family, so to speak, because she's the breadwinner and all of this other stuff. Listen, Star may have been okay with that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not here to defend or take up for Al, or even to try to, to shut him down. I don't really care that much because his personal life is his personal life, and she may have been okay with all of that stuff. So I'm not even going to go into that. But I do believe that, yeah, Dr. Heavenly was being messy, and she was wrong for that. And I don't have a problem with him coming out to address it, to let it be known that she is a mess. I'm not going to allow her to disrespect me, but also not disrespect my ex-wife and her now current husband. We haven't been married for a long time, and then you want to be out here trying to be disrespecting me because you're mad that I had a difference of opinion than you. I may have agreed with Dr. Heavenly's opinion when it came to Tyler Perry and the man, black woman relationship, financials, household situation, but it doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful to the person that you are disagreeing with. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section. Thanks so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.